What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And we are talking about two boxing today. Now, this is a hot topic right now in the Call of Duty community. People are using this method to farm easy content, and a lot of people want to know, why do other content creators have such a problem with it? Now, I've been watching a lot of videos on this, and I think the clips I have today will explain that. But first, before I get into the clips, I want to say that farming easy content, in my opinion, is just kind of lame, and I would never do that myself. I also understand on the other side, though, that there's a lot of people who really don't care, and they just want to watch a person have fun and play a game, and that's totally fine. However, the problem really starts to kick in when these same creators get people in their comment section asking for weapon loadouts, tips, and tricks, and how to improve at the game because they think that person is really that good. So that person at that point is building a community and getting support from people, all based around a lie. And some of these people who have communities like this, you know, someone like, for example, X-Pro MVZ is going to regularly end up in lobbies with people who have no idea what's going on, even though these guys are sitting here trying to flex their 2 or 3 or 4 whatever plus KDs. And it's just kind of disgusting. Then you have other people like Korean Savage who do something similar to what X-Pro and VZ does, but this person literally ends up in lobbies with people who really do have disabilities. So in a game with a strict matchmaking system, it should definitely raise some eyebrows when these people who have pretty much anything over a 2+ KD they're ending up in lobbies with people who actually have zero idea what's going on. And that is how they exist. That is how they play the game 9 times out of 10 whenever they are posting this content. And then they are basically playing the game with the training wheels on, and then trying to tell other people, you know, tips and tricks on how to improve and play the game, which just doesn't really make any sense. Now, the clips we're checking out today are from people who make 3 different types of Call of Duty content, and I think this will kind of be a good representation on how most of the COD community feels about people who make this type of content. So first, let's check out this clip from CDL Pro Crim6.
Bro, the 2 boxing shit is pathetic. Straight up pathetic, bro. Like, in my eyes, you're basically cheating the system for something that doesn't even matter.
And as you can see there, Crim6 basically just thinks the whole thing is pathetic. He feels that you're cheating the system for something that doesn't even matter. And I feel like what he's trying to say there is that you can provide value and entertainment to people in different ways without having to cheat. But I do also understand how people can sort of fall into this trap where they feel like that's the most successful stuff that they can put out. So they're going to keep doing that on a regular basis. And they're not going to actually try to get better at creating the content, even though I feel like we all should. So that take shouldn't be a surprise. Crim6 is an amazing player. He put in a lot of time and work to be one of the best COD pros to ever do it. So of course, people taking shortcuts for easy money wasn't something that pros are going to like or respect. But what about the pub stomping community, specifically the part of the community that actually takes pride in being good at the game? Now that's where the Rick comes in. See, this is a channel I found during the Black Ops 6 beta when I was looking for people who actually had good tips on weapons and actually played against people who really shoot back. So because of that, I came across this channel and I realized that not only is this kid good at the game, he was entertaining, and he was calling out some of the same people who I had an issue with because of them lying to their viewers.
Game, go in a private match, go in and literally pull up these recruit bots and literally show you it looks exactly the same. Side by side, you would not be able to tell the difference. No grenades are being thrown, no slide canceling, no jump shy, no drop shy, nothing. These guys are just sitting there not knowing where to fucking look. That's why I have a problem. But I also have a problem because these guys are stealing people's money. Anybody out there saying they're not doing it for content, they're doing it for having fun, the fuck you doing? Anybody that's reverse boosting and posting on YouTube is doing it for content. They're not doing it for fucking fun. They're lazy as shit. Everybody now wants to sit on their ass behind a computer screen, play a fucking video game, and make thousands of dollars on it every single month. That's what people want to do. And the only way they can do that, because they have no personality, they have no love for the game, the only way they think they can do that is by having 2 consoles next to each other, or a PC and a console next to each other, play the fucking game against bots, get a little 2 nuke gameplays that took no fucking skill to get, post it on there, and hope to God it gets in the algorithm. Okay? And the problem is, why do you think Call of Duty content has died? Because people want to do that. You have people like me who actually take time in editing my videos, take time in actually getting behind a mic, fucking be able to talk without having a script, And I actually then have to go to work in fucking 30 minutes and have to actually benefit or actually contribute to society. Like, all these guys are an absolute joke, yet somehow, some way, people like me who call it out, people like me who want stuff to change and go back to honest content creation, somehow, some way, people like me are the hateful people, the toxic people, the roach content. I was called low tier content or something. Somehow, some way, what I'm making is a problem because I'm exposing you weirdos for being fucking weird. How the fuck am I the problem? I just need to explain why I do it. I just want honest content creation back in Call of Duty. Is that so hard to ask? Is it so hard to understand why I want this back? All right. And then there's the other problem is, and I've said this in the other videos, if I go crazy in a gameplay, which everybody knows I don't reverse boost. I have a 2.5 KD. Never claimed to be the best, but at least I can fucking do it in real lobbies. I never claimed to be the best. I claim to be better than some of these reverse boosters, and I've tried to 1v1 them. They won't fucking do it, even for money. But I actually go there and I post real content, and then of course I get called the cheater. I get called the reverse booster.
And if you've seen any videos from the Rick recently, you understand that he basically feels that you shouldn't be doing this at all. He understands that SBMM is part of the problem and it probably should be taken out of the game. But at the same time, it's not a valid excuse to be dishonest and in turn manipulate your viewers into thinking that you're much better at the game than you really are. Now, the Rick makes some great points here because not only are these people taking advantage of the matchmaking system and their viewers for money or clout or both, they're actually building up these huge egos to the point that they think that they are in the top tier when it comes to game skill. And when you think about it that way, it sounds pretty toxic and kind of cancerous to the community that this person who has this false sense of achievement and entitlement is out here making loadout videos and telling people what they need to use. Now, speaking of loadout videos specifically, what do people in this community say? Because these are people who are making videos that bring value to people in different ways that isn't high kill gameplays. They're doing weapon breakdowns. They're doing, you know, a little bit of gameplay with weapon breakdowns to show how a certain weapon or perk or something like that is going to work. And you're not going to see super high kill gameplays from these people. So how do they feel about this situation? Well, that's where JGod comes in. So let's see what he has to say.
So I think that's a little bit of a problem when people just don't like the ego aspect of it, which ties again into the honesty part, which I think is really lacking on that end, because the points I made, there's a lot of points in here that are just straightforward common sense. It's just more entertaining to watch a high kill game. But sometimes when people are asked about it, they'll directly lie about it. People don't like liars. I'm totally against liars. Omit their answers by not responding, just hide it in general. People aren't liking that. And I think if more people were honest, say, hey, you know what, for entertainment purposes only, I'm going to be 2-boxing. People still wouldn't like it just because maybe they're jealous or of the lobbies, or they don't feel like they want to do that or whatever. There's some kind of moral high horse. End of day, it is what it is.
And as you can see here, JGod basically just says, man, it is what it is. If you watch the whole video, which I linked down in the description below, he basically says, you know, a lot of people can't tell anyways. That's a large majority of our community that has no idea that these guys are doing this. The content is much easier to produce. It saves you a lot of time if you work full time or if you have a family or both. High kill gameplays are more entertaining to watch, and you can consistently get content if you're doing building videos, camos, or maybe you're somebody who wants to max out the weapons really quick so that you can tell everybody what the best attachments are and do a whole breakdown on that. And it just, 2-boxing just makes it a lot easier for people to make that type of content. However, he also says that, you know, at the end of the day, it all boils down to honesty and transparency when it comes to your viewers. So as we look around, you can basically see that even though these people that I chose to show clips of today, they make 3 totally different types of Call of Duty content, they all have slightly different viewpoints, but it all comes down to one main issue, and that is honesty. If you're getting a good amount of views on your channel, if you're getting a lot of views on your streams, donations on your streams, then at the very least, the people who are supporting you in that way should be getting, you know, some sort of transparency. I'm not saying these people should know everything that's going on in your personal life or anything like that, obviously. Just saying that, you know, when it comes to this whole 2-boxing thing, they should at least know where their content is coming from and be able to decide for themselves whether or not they want to continue to support the stuff that you're putting out. And honestly, I think that's the most fair way to look at it. I think that's the most fair thing to do, especially when you take a second and you think about the fact that these people are saving themselves a lot of time by making this type of content. That means that that other person that's grinding for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to get a good gameplay, some people it takes them a lot more. That means that all of that time that that person is saving, they have plenty of time to take a few seconds, go in their editing software, and to type out, you know, warning, notice, heads up, whatever you want to say. This is going to be, you know, a slightly different experience than what you may experience because this is a reverse boosted lobby. You could say it in the beginning of the video. It takes 5 seconds. It is not hard. You have people like Marksman in the community who is an amazing Call of Duty player, and at the same time, this person sometimes will, you know, go into a reverse boosted lobby for fun. And he wants to try out a different weapon, and maybe that weapon kind of sucks in regular lobbies, and he wants to be honest and tell people that this weapon sucks in regular lobbies. But when you get in the right lobby with this thing and you have people who aren't very good, then this weapon can be very fun, and you can just tell people that right off the bat, and they will still choose to watch your video. You know, if they don't respect it and they don't respect what you're doing, then that's totally fine. They can go about their way and find somebody who's actually making real content, who's actually going to help them be a little bit more competitive in their lobbies and get better at the game. And, you know, it's no harm, no foul. But I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'm out. Peace.